'Cause if you want to keep me, you gotta love me hard, love me hard. And if you really need me, you gotta love me. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video is going to be a full face of first impressions video. I wanted to, first off and foremost, I wanted to review this Marc Jacobs Remarkable foundation, and that's primarily my reason for this video because it came out and it like said that it was full coverage and matte and everything like that. So I wanted to review it and like not even really review it because I didn't really have a full impression of it first, but I wanted to do a first impressions just to show you guys like me doing it and how I'm feeling as I'm doing it. I also have a couple of other products in this video that are brand new as well, and there's also a couple products like my highlighter and my contouring shades that are also kind of old that I've been using for a while, but I thought it would be really cool to kind of do a full face of first impressions. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment that's constructive down below in the description box, and if you would like to see this makeup look, if you're like, yes, Lon, the video will be coming soon. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys soon. Mwah! Bye! Hi guys, so first off, don't mind the hair situation or the outfit situation. I'm going through a little bit. This is third day hair? Yeah, third day hair. It was wash and go and it looked really, really good in my fashion video or my look video. So let's not talk about it. Today I wanted to do, I'm sure I'm repeating everything that I said in the intro. But anyways, I want to do kind of a first impressions video. I've never done a first impressions video almost full face. There's a couple products like my highlighter and my contouring that I can't really find. Well, let me not say that. My contour shades, I have two distinctive shades that I like to use when I contour, and I can't really find anything else that like I can find that actually looks like a contour on my darker skin, so I'm sticking with that. And then my highlighter, I'm just using Opal by Becca. So anyways, everything else is going to be first impressions, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I am going to do, which I usually skip in most of my talk through foundation routines, is sanitizing my hands. And I've been really, really addicted to this Bath & Body Works. It's the Hawaiian Pink Hibiscus hand sanitizer, and it smells so divine. Good, you guys. So I like to mention, well, I want to mention to you guys that when you do apply your foundation, you have to make sure that your hands are clean, because you don't want to be putting like foundation or concealer or anything practically on your skin with unsanitized or unclean hands, because you're just applying the bacteria on your hands onto your skin, and that's what creates, you know, problems and breakouts and things like that. So that's also with brushes. Brushes are also another thing that you should clean a lot often, and I am like preaching to the choir, but I don't do it myself, you know? So that's something that I personally need to do, but if I can save your skin and yourself, then I would like to do that. But you want to make sure your brushes are just as clean as well, because that'll help with the bacteria and things like that. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to use this Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer base, and this is a smoothing primer, and I have the little sample size because I didn't feel like I wanted to spend $36 in a full-size primer that I didn't like. I personally like silicone-based primers. I don't believe this is a silicone-based primer. It kind of looks like the Benefit Professional primer, you know, that kind of tan consistency. So let's see how I like it. I haven't used it yet, so let's see. I'm going to pat it in my cheek areas because that's where my pores are the largest. So by patting it, you're actually pushing the product into the skin as opposed to swiping, which I usually swipe everywhere else because I don't really have that many big of pores everywhere else. So I'm just going to blend this all into the skin, and you want to prime your skin so that you have a barrier between your skin and your foundation. It's just going to protect your skin from the foundation actually sitting. No, excuse me. It's going to protect your skin from actually having the foundation sit directly on your skin. And that's how you get breakouts and things like that, because those chemicals and everything that's in that foundation is right on your skin without a barrier. So I like to use a moisturizer after I apply my face wash and cleanse my skin, I like to use a moisturizer, and then I go in with a facial spray right after that, and then I like to go in with a primer. So I use 3 different steps. You don't have to. I used to just use a primer. I used to just use a moisturizer. As long as you have something in between your skin and your foundation, even though it's like an invisible layer, as long as you have something in between there, it'll protect your skin. So then I'm gonna go in with foundation, and this is part of the first impressions video. This is the Marc Jacobs, what is this called? The Remarkable Full Coverage Foundation Concentrate. And I have never, ever, ever, ever paid so much for a foundation. You guys know a bitch is broke. This foundation was $56. I've never paid that much for a foundation, but I literally wanted to review it and do a first impressions video on it for you guys, because I know a lot of you guys trust my opinion and things like that. And if I don't like it and I can save you guys from spending $56, like that's fucking half of $100. I don't got all that. But if I can save you guys from spending that money, then, you know, so be it. So what this foundation says, it says it's supposed to have instant results, all day weightless finish, and beyond full coverage. Which, if you guys have watched any of my foundation routines or my videos in general, y'all know I love full coverage foundation, like, because as you can see I have these dark spots, and yes, I have concealers and I have orange concealers and things like that that I could use to cover those, but I'm too fucking lazy and I'd rather just use a little bit of extra foundation or just use a full coverage foundation. So it comes with this little I guess you could say little like sheet, and it says Shake Remarkable, so you're supposed to shake it and it's really, really liquidy. And then it says use the dotting applicator, place 3 to 4 dots on face for best results. Start with less, blend before adding more. That's a smart thing. And then it says buff Remarkable in the face with a buffing brush using circular motions to blend seamless. I'm going to personally use my beauty blender because it is a little bit more liquidy than most foundations, and I like, look at this jiggle, oh god. I like to use my beauty blenders with more liquid foundation. And just so you guys know, I'm in the shade Cocoa Medium, and I did actually go to Sephora and I did try to color match myself the best. It was either Cocoa Medium or I think it was Cocoa Deep or something like that. Deep was too dark and the one right before Cocoa Medium was too light. So this is what I found the best, and as you can see already in the little tube, it's really, really warm. It's a really warm foundation, but you know, I got y'all. So it comes off like this. The cap comes off and then you twist it. You know this shit is fucking, I'm sorry I'm cursing so much. Y'all know this is like a expensive if there's a daughter and not like a pump. Oh god, these expensive brands, I just can't. So anyways, I'm going to dot a couple. They say start with less, but I believe in less or more is better. Okay, let's see. It looks pretty good, huh? Just like that. It looks like it'll match pretty well. So I'm gonna buff that into my skin. Alright, you guys, so this is one half of my face. Yes, it does look really, really, really warm. This is one half, and this is the other half. You can still kind of see the blemishes here, and over here you really can't. And like when I'm looking at it in person, it matches so flawlessly, and it might just be my lighting that's making it like really accentuate the orange undertone, but it looks really, really good in person. It looks really flawless. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend the other side out. You guys let me know how you like it just with like this one half, besides the color, you know. I'm sure you guys are gonna be like, oh my god. So I'm gonna blend out this other half. So now that I'm finished with it, it looks really, really, really good. It like really covers everything, and the product wasn't super liquidy. Like it wasn't like it's really hard to explain, but it wasn't very, very, very liquidy. It's a really, really good foundation, and it doesn't have any weird smells or anything like that. It better not. It better be smelling like the Marc Jacobs perfume. No, but it works really, really good, and it blended out so flawlessly with my beauty blender. I like this foundation, and I like it a lot. It did a really good job. As an African American woman, or as my African American audience, which is my audience, my audience is predominantly African American. I know that of course. So as African American women, you know it's really hard to find a foundation or concealer or anything like that for our skin tone range in the beauty community. So it's going to be really hard to find foundations in the more Caucasian-based brands, I guess you can say, that are trying to branch out. So something like this, if you're looking at me like, oh god, you look like you have on a mask, blah, blah, blah. If you were to see me in person or check out my pictures, you would see that it actually looks like, you know, perfect. But you have to realize that you're not always going to find a foundation that's going to exactly match your skin tone or your undertone. If you have the warm beige, you know, cool green, any type of undertone that you may have, you're not always going to find exactly that. So you have to be open-minded, especially when you want to branch out to the more expensive and more high-end brands. You have to keep an open mind and just not get upset. So something like this, if you're looking at me like, oh, like she doesn't even look right, okay, you can always use a neutral base concealer. Urban Decay sells one. They have the Naked Skin Concealer, which is in the shade Dark Neutral. It's a really, really good concealer, and I love using that concealer when I use my more orange-based foundations, which this is not one of them. But I keep mentioning that because I know how it looks on the camera and how I'm looking at myself in the mirror. But anyways, I know how it looks. So if you use a neutral base concealer that has no type of undertone, it's going to balance out your foundation undertone and everything else, and it's not going to look too warm, it's way too warm, or too cool, or anything like that. So it's just gonna balance it out. Just a little hint, just a little tip. We're at 11 minutes, so we need to get going. For concealer, I'm gonna use something new today. I'm using the Sephora Bright Future, the gel serum. This is also new from Sephora, and when I got the email, I was like, yes! I always like to use concealers. I did buy one a while ago while I was in Michigan, and that was like something really dark that matches my skin tone perfectly, so that's something I could dot in the areas where I need extra coverage. This one is the shade Toffee, and it has a really weird wand. I don't know if you guys can see. It's not like a regular, it's like a point applicator, so I'm just going to put a couple of dots and swipe it underneath of my eye. It's also a really, really lightweight concealer. So now that I have all of the areas highlighted, I'm just going to blend that out with my beauty blender. As you guys can see, I highlight underneath of my eye, I highlight down the bridge of my nose, also the center of my forehead, chin, and cupid's bow, just to help those features stand out a little bit more. Highlighting is very important to me. I personally think that if you do anything when you apply foundation, you should definitely highlight those areas of your face, even if you don't contour. It's just going to make those features stand out a little bit more, not like, oh my god, like, it's just gonna make it look highlighted like it does naturally, because you know that's where you get highlighting from. It's just where the light naturally hits on your face. It makes it stand out. So anyways, gonna blend that out. So now that my face has a little bit of dimension, I'm gonna go right in and set that, because your girl will crease in an instant, which I probably already am. So I'm gonna go in with this Makeup Forever HD Pressed Powder, and this is the Micro Finish Pressed Powder, and it's just like white. It just looks like this. I got the I got the little mini sample size once again, because I'm not about to be paying $40 for a damn powder if I don't like it. So I'm just trying this out. I just, like I said earlier, I believe in buying the sample or deluxe or sample size of these products just to see what they're all about before I go and spend the moolah. Definitely need to set my nose, because that's where I get the most oily, even though the rest of my skin has become a little bit drier over the couple years. My nose still gets super duper oily, so I have to set those areas. To go in and contour, I'm going to use my Krylon eyeshadows in K3 and Sudan. I really like to use these shadows because they're really, really big and they're practically like contour shades. So I'm going to use those, and I'm using a Real Techniques contouring brush. And I'm just going to take that from the top of my ear pretty much down. I naturally kind of have this contour line here. So I'm just gonna follow that. Now that I'm done contouring the whole face, I'm going to go in with a little bit of blush, the tiniest bit. I'm using this Makeup Revolution matte blush, and this is in the shade New Rules. It's a hot pink blush. So what I'm gonna do is take like the tiniest bit, tap off the excess, and just lightly pat it onto my cheeks just to give a nice flush of color, because that's really all blush is there to do, is to just give you that flush like you're naturally blushing. And yeah, just faking it till we make it. So yeah, just gonna, it's really pigmented. Makeup Revolution, I really like their blushes and highlighters. Their liquid lipsticks are shitty as fuck. So yeah. And you guys know me, you guys know I like to keep it real. You guys know I don't mean any harm by cursing, and I don't want it to take away from my, you know, my subscribers or my followers or anything like that. But if it does, then, you know, you weren't true from the beginning, because if it really offends you that much, you literally should not watch my videos, especially my talk through videos, because I try to keep my voiceovers a little bit more normal, viewer friendly. But when I'm just doing a voiceover or a talk through, like I'm chit-chatting with you guys, this is literally me. This is just like how I would talk to a girlfriend, like just how I am. So if you guys don't like highlight, you can stop right here. I'm going to highlight to the gods, because you know I like to glow. That rhyme. I'm going to highlight with Becca Cosmetics Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed in Opal. I'm gonna use this big oval shadow brush by Crown Brushes, just because I found that this is really big and it's too big for shadow for me, and it puts the product exactly where I wanted, and which is like right here. And it doesn't spread the product all over the place like my tapered highlighting brush does by Sigma. So I just place it right there. Then I place it right on the top of my brow. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here. And of course, I'm going to go in and diffuse all that a little bit later. And then once again, right in that little area, right where my pimple is, on my brow. So I also take a tiny bit on my nose and down the bridge of my nose, just to further highlight those. And definitely Cupid's bow, because I'm going to be wearing a really dark lipstick, and that's just really going to accentuate that highlight. And I just put it everywhere. So I like to glow extra, so I'm just going to pack on a little bit more, and then just go in and blend that out with the tapered highlighting brush. Just to help diffuse the product and further blend it into the skin so it doesn't look like, oh god. So that pretty much wrapped up this video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my full face of first impressions video, besides a couple things. If you guys do like videos like this, then let me know. Maybe when I go shopping again, I'll be able to do something like this again. If you have any constructive criticisms, please leave them down in the description box or down in the comment section, and I accentuate the constructive part, not any rude comments, because I'm going to go in on your fucking life. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love all of you guys, especially my subbies. You guys are the best subscribers ever. You guys fill me with so much joy every time I post a new video. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, if it was helpful for you guys, or if you learned any new knowledge. If you guys want to see a makeup look on this look, then be tuning in for that as well. And I'll see you guys very soon. Mwah. Bye!